Okay, today we're going to be working on story problems with what we have learned with decimals. So the first one they tell us is that this person bought 3 pounds of apples and 2 pounds of oranges. And the question is, how much should it cost in all? So we got to figure out what's going on. So if my apples cost 89 cents, I'm going to multiply that by 3. And if my oranges cost 71 cents, I'm going to multiply that by 2 and then add it. They gave you a nice little picture here of what that could look like. And then they set up a number sentence where C equals the cost of the apples. And we're going to start introducing letters to our math, so don't be worried when you see a letter. We'll start explaining what they mean. They give you an estimate, and then they work out the actual. So let's see what this looks like for us on number 1. A cell phone company charges a basic fee of $50 per month, plus, that word's important because it's going to tell us we're going to be adding something, 5 cents per minute. How much would it cost to talk 6 minutes? So let's take a look at what we're doing with this. The first thing we want to know is a number sentence. I know it's going to cost me $50 plus 0.05. Remember the plus that came in there? Per minute. Per means multiply or divide. And in this case, because we're adding it up together, we're going to be multiplying. And it's per minute, and this tells me how many minutes. 6 minutes. I'm going to multiply that by 6. So you could put that in parentheses. You don't have to. And so it asks for an estimate. And I'm going to say an estimate may or may not be needed. So 6 times 0.5 is 0.3 plus 50 is 50.3. And that's what you're going to get if you put that in the calculator. But remember, this is in the tens place. So it's really $50.30. Let's try number 2. Parking lot has 6 rows with 18 spaces in each row. That each is telling me I'm going to be multiplying. If 78 spaces are used or occupied, how many empty are in the parking lot? So first we have to find out how many rows are in the parking lot. And you guys are smart enough to know that 6 times 18. Then we're going to figure out how many empty spaces by taking away the number of filled spaces. This is where I would use estimation, and I would say 6 times 20. So I'm going to put my estimation out here. 6 times 20 minus 80. Well, 6 times 20 is 120. Minus 80 gives me 40. So there's going to be about 40 spaces. And this is when the calculator comes in handy. So let's get the Google calculator up. And let's make sure we have our numbers right. 6 times 18 minus 78. 6 times 18 minus 78 gives me 100. So there are 100 spaces. All right. We're going to do the next 4 in class or on your own. So let's move down to page 2, page 160. They first want you to start thinking about what operation is going to go into this number sentence. And I see that I have a 6 and a 3, and I'm getting 19. And I'm trying to think, well, 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 times 3 is 18, and that's pretty close to that 19. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I'm going to say this is definitely multiplication. And that's where they gave us these. You could put these into your calculator, these being right here. Or, like I said, I just went with the main number and did an estimate. And we came up with 9, 3, 18, and 2. And because this was the closest, that's why we chose that one. That's what you're going to do for number 1 through 4. But what I really want to help you to get to, I think 5 and 6 are two problems I'm going to leave you to do on your own after we show you how to do number 7 and 8, or at least 7. A regular admission ticket to the theater costs this much. A student ticket costs this much. He spent $29 on the tickets. 3 were students. How many were regular? So the number sentence, you might see it like this. 29 equals, and we have 3 students, so 3 times 5.5 plus, and we don't know this number, x times 6.25. And the x means that's the regular cost of the ticket. So we're going to put parentheses around these just so we can see what we're grouping. So my first thing I have to do is figure out what 3 times 5.5 is. And again, feel free to use your calculator on this problem. 3 times 5.5 is $16.50. So I know this is $29 equals 16.50 cents. Plus, we still don't know how many tickets we're buying at the regular cost at $6.25. So we're going to end up subtracting $16.50 from both sides. So let's go back to our calculator and do 29 minus 16.50. And what I have left is 12.50. So I have 12.50 equals some number times 6.25. So to figure that out, I'm going to divide both sides by 6.25. And I'm going to get how many tickets I got. So let's divide our 12.50. We're going to divide it by 6.25. And I get 2 tickets. So he bought 2 tickets. We'll do number 8 in class. Again, and if you have questions, come see me during office hours.